Hello friends, good day. Welcome to my presentation here. We are going to have a new presentation this time, and this presentation is all about yield gap analysis of field crops and how we were going to use yield gap analysis and what type of model we are using. And this time, because in the previous presentation, what actually I talked about AppSim models, brief introduction. So from that, actually, when you download the AppSim model and you know how to use the AppSim models, then you have different types of crops and how to find out the yield gap analysis. In that case, this is what actually I am showing you one example how to go about, yield gap analysis. So why actually we need yield gap? Actually, what is the definition, techniques to measure, and how to simulate the crop yield? So for you, the yield gap analysis is carried out to identify the gaps where the crop yields are not increasing at a pace enough to meet the demand for food. Suppose the potential and actually field we get in the farmers is quite low as compared to actually it's supposed to get from the experimental yield. So it's a big gap between these farmers field yield and our yield from our own research experimental fields. So in that case, to identify the gaps where the crop yields are not increasing at a pace enough to meet the demand for food, and it helps us to analyze how to close that gap. So this will give you reason behind this. What could be the reason? What are those reasons? What are the constraints in crop production? So that's what actually we need. Why we need? Because crop productivity varies across globe depending on environment, inputs and practices. Environment, it is tropical, subtropical, temperate. Then input, your fertilizer, irrigation, how much you are applying, whether it's deficit or in excess or it's optimum. It's better to use the word optimum how much you are applying. It is not the case worldwide. In different parts of the world, in different amount of fertilizer, if you see the fertilizer statistics, how much fertilizer we are using, you'll find the good difference. And irrigation is the most potential things for increasing crop production, but that is also depend upon many. So calculating an area's yield gap, the difference between irrigated or rain-fed crops or with the actual yield, what we get at farm level, so will allow us to estimate future yield increase and productivity gaps of different crops and cropping system. So if you remember in my earlier presentation when you talked about different crops or simulation models or crop growth simulation model, so that actually where actually I presented this figure and I'm presenting it again just to tell you that actually what is that potential yield is and what are those defining factors. These are all the defining factors for potential yield. Is the genetic potential of a crop variety that is governed by the radiation, temperature, and cultivar characteristics. And when the water becomes the limiting factor, then it becomes water limited yield. And if you go on, and you can see how that has reduced from this level to this production level. What it is, and what is when water and nutrient both are limiting factors, then probably again the yield has been reduced to this level. And actually, when these are all the factors limiting the crop production and constraints, and these are limiting factors, we diseases, pest, water, nutrients, and look at this how the potential increase yield has gone down to this level. So this is what actually the gap actually yield gap analysis we are doing, and you for that actually this this figure actually tell you about different production levels are determined by growth defining, limiting and reducing factors. So we should know what are those factors are the constraints in crop production, and we can attend and we can attend those constraints and improve the crop yield from this level to this level at least to some extent or 75% of the potential yield, which would be very great. So what we need for yield gap analysis, as you know, so we are using crop growth simulation model. So definitely we are going to use a model. So that model could be AppSim, or any other model of your choice, and you know how to use it, and you have downloaded it, and you have calibrated and validated one of your crop. So for that actually you need good weather data and good quality soil data, profile data. And what we do actually in this analysis, we model crop at different levels, actual at a potential level, then different scales of space, field, farm, and regional scale, and different time frames, short term, long term. So for this, you can do this analysis and you can find out actually what would be the yield gap. So I am showing one example we conducted at Indian Institute of Soils in Bhopal, and just showing you the example of maize crop been calibrated and validated, and we are going to show you the yield gap analysis for maize crop for the state Madhya Pradesh, India. So for that, we have already calibrated and validated the AppSim maize module for a particular variety, and that is presented here, the validation calibration part. I'm not going to present you because that will be a long presentation again. So once you know how to use the model and calibrate your variety, then you go for this validation with multi-year, multi-location trials, and this is what actually the relationship between the observed and predicted values for grain yield with the statistics we have used, the number of observations, RMS, and the modeling efficiency, and similarly for the biomass also. Once the model is calibrated and validated, then we went for this district wise yield gap analysis, and we will try to I'm showing you here the rainfall patterns, and you can see the rainfall pattern is 700 to and 1500 millimeter average for the district wise, and it is average of 30 years. Then this is the temperature pattern of the districts of the state, different districts. You can see this is the average values of each districts which are considered for this study, and this is the maximum, this is the minimum values. Similarly, after obtaining the after running the simulations for 30 years, and you could see this is the potential yield for different districts as water limited potential yield as obtained from AppSim simulation, and you can see these values what we got 10 years data average from the state department, and you can see the big gap exists between the farm level output of this the yield, and so it gap could be as high as 2 to 3 tons. So you can see the yield gap analysis of maize district wise for the state Madhya Pradesh, and there is a potential. Now, what are those reasons behind it? That is most important to know and find out the constants in crop production. Once you obtain that constants, then probably it will be easy for you to go for um, you know bridging the yield gap. So if we look at this figure, actually what we have obtained, if the potential yield what we obtained for all the 35 districts were under consideration as 100%, then the experimental yield what we obtained from our institute or maybe universities or experimental field from the students, all of those things, and you'll find that it is around 75% of the potential yield, and what the farmers are getting is 30% of the potential. So that is a yield gap 1, yield gap 2 if you consider this, and this gap is huge. And if the potential yield, if the experimental is 75% of this, but it is supposed to be a good experiment and we are getting good results, but look at this farm level yield. So it is really disappointing to see that it's a big gap. There is a big gap between the potential and the actual yield, and this yield gap too at least should be after should not be compromised. We should take care of this. That means there are certain things that needs to be considered, including the farm inputs and other factors, seed, fertilizers, irrigation if it is required, all those things. So this is what actually the gap exists between the farm as well as the potential yield. So this is what the yield gap analysis is for the whole state Madhya Pradesh. This is actually the maize yield at its water limited potential yield of maize. That means rain fed maize. So for your study, for your own references, I have actually showing you one example in this slide. You can go to the global yield gap atlas map, and you can read and study. You can obtain many information from this. This is the web address I have given here, and I request you to go through this website, and you will find many things which will help you in reading more in details what is yield gap analysis and what are those protocols they are following for all those upscaling, actual skill yield determination, whether model calibration, determination solve. So all those factors, protocols you can find and you can follow in your case, and you can find out the yield gap of your area and also find out the constraints in crop production which will help you in bridging the yield gap. So friends, that's all for this, and I hope this small presentation help you obtaining the information that you require for your own experiment or your research study. So thank you very much.